What up, it's your boy Matter Reacts back with another video, and let's get it out of the way. I got bad quarantine hair. Listen, I haven't got a cut since last year. We're coming up on a year anniversary of quarantine for me, so I just ignore the hair. And let's get to the topic of this video, and that is a quick review, or just of the things that stood out to me in Season 10, Episode 17 of The Walking Dead. And I know I'm a little late, but I've been busy, and I know this probably won't get that much views, but I want to get my review out there. I tried to do a reaction, but circumstances it was bad, and there wasn't anything too crazy that happened in this episode anyway, so a review will do fine. Okay, the first big thing that stood out to me was just I love the conversation that Daryl and Maggie had. It was very emotional, and it was very necessary. It explained why she left, what happened when she left, and why she's coming back now. And it was just very emotional hearing her talk about Glenn, Hershel, and it's so good how this worked out for them. Because Maggie left the show, and then they did some stuff with Negan where it allowed us to look at Negan, oh, maybe he's redeemed, maybe we can forgive him and move on. But then they bring Maggie back in and you see Hershel, and they're talking about how he's not going to have a dad, and how he's asking about was justice served for towards the guy who killed his dad. And you're like, okay, well, maybe Negan's not completely redeemable. It beautifully brings in, like, you don't know what side you're on. But personally, for me, it's very tough. But I love Negan so much now. He's one of my favorite characters. I'd say he's top five. Oh, man, he's so great. And any scene he's in, it's just like my face lights up. He's a scene stealer, and I cannot get enough of Negan. So I would say it's tough. Like, he should be in prison. He should be in prison for his whole life. But do I want him to be in prison for the sake of the show? No. I want to see Negan in action with the group. And I want to see just how they move on and how... But it's a great redemptive arc for him. And he's more of an anti-hero than an actual hero. Or I call it heroes like protagonists or like good characters. He's not really good, not really bad. He's anti-hero. He's in that nice anti-hero Deadpool Venom category. I really like how they acknowledged Maggie's reaction to Negan, and I want to see more of that. I hope they expand on it in future episodes this season. We need to see Maggie and Negan have a conversation about what happened. I'd love to see that. Maybe I want to see both of them maybe break down crying. I mean, you kind of want... There's some stuff you want, and I'm trying to decipher, like, what would be silly and probably won't happen, and what actually should happen. So I'm not saying they need a hug. Maybe shake hands. Yeah, maybe they'll shake hands. I don't know, but I need a scene of them just explaining. I want to see Negan maybe have some regret. You know, maybe he expresses regret to her. Apologizes, maybe. Something like that, you know. Or he might not even. Negan is just out there. You don't know what to expect. But he's not someone who really apologizes. I don't think he has apologized for anything he's done. I think he might even still stand by he was right at the time, and just now he believes that there's different stuff necessary to survive. But he's still like, no, at the time I made the right decisions. He might still stand by that, which is going to be interesting to see what happens when they finally do have that conversation, him and Maggie. The next thing that I wanted to discuss really quick is the guy that they had in the mask. I think his name was either Cole or Elijah. I think those are the two new guys. I don't know which one's name is which yet. But I had a theory at the end of last season when they introduced him. His body physique, as soon as he was on the screen, I said, bro, that's Morgan. It looks exactly like his physique looked exactly like Morgan without us seeing his body. And then this episode, I'm like looking at him, and we're just me and my mom were like looking at him like, hey, like, we're trying to figure out who this is. And I was convinced it was Morgan. And I was like, that would be just a very interesting way to bring him back in. But why are they hiding that it's Morgan? That was the one thing I was very confused about. Then there was a moment where, like, Maggie and Daryl split up from the other guys, and then he just kind of looks at him, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably Morgan, because he knows them. But no, it turned out to be some other person, but I have a new theory because of that. I know and listen, this is probably a wild theory that's not going to happen, but it came to my mind, and if it does happen, I'm going to say it just so I can get the credit, all right? So, we know that Morgan, a big part of his, character and character development is how he deals with the loss of his wife and son.
but we never saw his son die.
He says he died, but maybe it appeared that he died.
And he survived somehow with some other people.
And I'm talking about Dwayne, by the way, Dwayne. And I know the big issue is they don't call him Dwayne, but I mean, he could just introduce himself to Maggie when he meets her as someone else. That's simple as that. Maybe he moved on from their life. I don't know. Middle name, something. And a big thing of that it kind of is making me go forward with this idea that this is possible. I know in the comics, around the Commonwealth story arc, it is revealed that Dwayne never died and he's still alive. And now we bring the Commonwealth in, a character who could be, and when I first saw him, I'm like, oh, he looks like a grown version of the kid who played Dwayne. To me, he did. I might look at him again and be like, no, you know what, he doesn't look like him. So I was like, oh, well, and then I put two and two together, like the comics, maybe they're just doing it a little differently, because The Walking Dead doesn't follow the comics by any means to a T. For example, Carol. But yeah, so I think it's very possible that could be him, but most likely it's just a new character. But if it does happen, I want the credit. That's why I'm telling you.
I don't know how I feel about the Reapers.
I kind of don't really want to deal with this new people, the Reapers, at all. I really want to focus on the Commonwealth, because we're only going to have, well, just these 6 episodes and then a whole season, and then that's it for the whole show. And I'd really like all those episodes, the main villain to be the Commonwealth, so they can be a really fleshed out, well done villain like group where they have good motivations and they're just done justice. I want them to be done justice. I don't want the old fashioned problem, not the old fashioned. I don't want the classic problem where you have too many villains, too many plots, and it just people get benched, and I don't want to see that. So I hope the Reaper plot line isn't too big. And I want them to move on, go back to the Commonwealth, focus on the Commonwealth. And what we have seen from the Reapers so far was nothing interesting to me. It just seemed like your generic, run-of-the-mill, savage people that we've met before, like the Wolves, who were good at the time, but I don't need to see the Wolves again, because they're not even top 5 villain in the whole show.
I will say, though, even though I'm not too excited for the prospect of the Reapers being a main villain, that scene with the Reapers where, like, Daryl and Maggie are trying to go through the forest without getting shot and you don't know where they are, that was top tier, great scene. Had me even nervous for Maggie, because, I felt like I don't have to worry about her because they just brought her back, main character. But you never know with The Walking Dead. They're straight savages, just kill anyone off. I don't want to make this video too long because the episode came out a few days ago and it's no reaction in here and there wasn't anything too heavy in it. So one more thing I'll talk about is I like how they're handling Connie trying to find, Kelly trying to find Connie. And Kelly's becoming I've been enjoying her character more and more as she's in the show more. And she has some good chemistry with Daryl, I think. And it's going to be cool just when Connie comes back in, just to see how they do that. I can't wait to see Kelly's reaction. The thing I'm most excited for, though, with these extra episodes is, of course, here's Negan. The Negan backstory, where we actually get to see Lucille. I've never been so hyped for an episode of The Walking Dead. Okay, but I've talked enough already about this episode. So, as usual, please check out my main channel if you're interested in more content. 1HP, link in the comments and description. Also, check out my friend Angel's vlog channel, link in comments and description. What should I react to? Attack on Titan is one I want to react to. Star Wars Resistance. My Hero Academia, maybe. We'll go with those. Those are the 3 that I want y'all to consider me reacting to. So we got Star Wars Resistance, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia. Comment below if you want to see me react to one of those, all of those, 2 of those. Let me know. As usual, all the glory to God, and I'll see you in the next one.